Hi there, students. A flash in the pan. Okay, a flash in the pan this is talking about success or popularity, but when this success is very short-lived. An author who writes a book and it's really successful, and then none of his other books are successful. That's a flash in the pan. Or a product that everybody buys that's really popular, and then it very quickly stops, almost like a fad. Or with pop stars, with songs, a one-hit wonder. Yeah, bands that are a flash in the pan. They have one song that's really successful, and then after that they just can't seem to make it. They can't seem to get it right. So it's a career that has really great early success, and then it's not followed by anything significant at all. So he was the best new singer in 1986, but his career was just a flash in the pan. A one-hit wonder, somebody who just couldn't make it long term. So this is something that is transient. I guess you could say that something that happened but it had no long-term effect could be a flash in the pan as well. I had terrible backache for a couple of months when I was a kid, but it was just a flash in the pan because it never came back. But this is more normally talking about somebody who has transient success, and then they fail. They just can't repeat it. So her first novel was a flash in the pan, and she hasn't written anything decent since. Okay, so a flash in the pan. I hope that this low inflation rate that we have now will be no flash in the pan. As an artist, I don't think he's going to last. I think this is just a flash in the pan. I think many people believed in the beginning I was just going to be a flash in the pan, but here I am 30 years later. Yeah, well, in YouTube, 15 years later. The brilliant poem that he wrote when he was young was just a flash in the pan because he didn't write any more. Her success as an actress and in show business was just a flash in the pan, a brief success. Let's see, the origin of this, I think they say that this comes from the age of flintlock muskets, where you had a flint and it hit a piece of metal and that created a flash, and then you had some gunpowder and that lit, and that then lit the gunpowder in the barrel and the bullet flew out. But a flash in the pan, the flint hits the metal, you get the spark, there's a big flash, but the gun doesn't actually fire. And that I think is the origin of a flash in the pan. Although I've heard another one, another origin saying that this comes from the gold rushes, the Californian gold rush or the Alaskan gold rush, and people are panning for gold. They put them, and suddenly they see a flash in the pan. Yeah, and it's gold, I found gold, but it turns out not to be gold. So you see a flash and you think you've got success, but it's not actually gold at all. So a flash in the pan, something that happens only once or for a short time and was not repeated. This beautiful sunny day in the middle of December is just a flash in the pan. I think we're going to have more bad weather. The band was just a flash in the pan. A one-hit wonder, something that was interesting but only for a very short time. Her results were not a flash in the pan. His prosperity was only a flash in the pan. and he spent it all and he couldn't get it back. So sadly, his success was just a flash in the pan. So a thing or a person whose sudden brief success is not repeatable. Our start to the season was brilliant. We won all of our matches, but sadly it was a flash in the pan, and then we started to lose. So a sudden success, a project that only enjoys short-lived success, it's something that doesn't actually accomplish anything in the long term. A short-term flash in the pan. Okay, so a flash in the pan as well. I think something that you see it happens, but it doesn't accomplish anything. It's just a freak event. So a flash in the pan, formality, flash in the pan. I think I'm going to give it a 4 in formality. Use anywhere except for something very formal. So a flash in the pan. Bye for now.